Well, howdy YouTube, back again with another video. Just thought I'd give you a quick update on some of the latest modifications that I've done to my bike. It's now spring in the UK, we're into March, but the weather's been absolutely atrocious, but now we've finally got a bit of sun. So I haven't been out riding very much, so I've taken the time just to do a couple of things to the bike. So without further ado, so what I've done is I blacked out the headlight brackets on the bike. For me, there was just a little bit too much silver going on, so I blacked those out and I've changed my indicators to something a little bit smaller. I think it looks a lot better. From the front, much smaller indicators, and it really makes that triple tree really pop now with the silver. I've also blacked out the sort of arm stem that goes over the front fender, because again, a little bit too much silver for me. So I've done that, and you'll also notice that I've blacked out the headlight bezel as well. And I've managed to find an all black screen, so I think now the bike really pops. So yeah, I'm liking that. So yeah, these indicators, they are not LEDs, they are the billet Motone indicators, because I did not want to mess around with resistors and all that kind of stuff. I just wanted a plug and play solution. I'm not really bothered about LED indicators. They're bright enough, and they do the job. But yeah, very, very nice. I've also added just a little plate over the brake master cylinder. And I've modified it a little bit by putting a little bit of mesh in the windows there just to make it pop. I've also changed my foot pegs. I've been searching for foot pegs for ages, but the only thing that comes up on the internet is those Royal Enfield's kind of square rubber foot pegs, which I don't really like. But just by searching, I found a company in Brazil called Guerra Customs. They do some nice bits for the Super Meteor, and one of them is these foot pegs, kind of like an MX style, but combined with the tech bike parts, levers and the Motone pegs. I think that whole assembly now looks kind of quite nice. So I'll just show you the other side. And what's good about these pegs is you can angle them. They've got a little grub screw at the bottom, so you can just twist your peg and just sort of angle it and then just cinch it down, which is quite good. So yeah, really pleased with those. The other thing I did as well, because I passed the first service interval, so I took my bike in for its first service. What I got them to do, and this is a game changer, is I got the technician just to raise up my brake lever just slightly so it's more in line with my foot. So, and that has totally changed the riding. This handles so much better now because your foot is just naturally where it needs to be, and you could just dab your foot down on that peg, whereas before it was kind of flat in line with the peg, and you really had to crane your foot forward to get any kind of purchase on your brake. So that's a lot better. And then the other big thing I've done is I put a tail tidy on the bike. So this is Tech Bike Parts. I got a smaller plate, and that looks so much better than the big plastic thing hanging down. You can really see that rear wheel now, and the plate is kind of the same size as the rear fender, so it looks nice. I know it's illegal, so you know, if you're going to comment that it's legal. I'm very well aware, but I'll run this as long as I can before I get stopped. I can always stick the yellow plate back on if I need to. But yeah, that's what I've been doing for the past few weeks. Really pleased with the bike now. It's looking really good. I'm really pleased with the blacking out of the parts on the front, because there was an awful lot of silver parts on the bike and it looked okay, but now that I've blacked a few bits out, the actual silver parts really pop on the bike. So very pleased with it. I was thinking about painting that triple tree black, and I think it would look good. However, it would mean covering the whole bike and mask it up and trying to paint, because there's no way I'll be able to take that off myself. I'd have to, and it's just too much work. So pleased with it, how it looks. But yeah, so Motone bullet indicators, and then what I did, you can buy from Hitchcock's in the UK some adapters with the Royal Enfield plugs on. So it's just literally, you just stick those on the end of the indicators, and then it plugs straight into the stock wiring in the headlight bowl, and it's the same on the rear as well. Just stick a couple on the back there and it plugs straight into the plugs. So no splicing, no soldering, none of that business, just plug and play. So yeah, pretty pleased with it. It's looking really good now. Yeah, loving it. So the next job, I've ordered the Royal Enfield fog lights, because they're quite retro looking. They look very much like the indicators on the bike, but they're just a little bit bigger. And I've got a solution about where I'm going to stick those, so I'm just waiting for those to arrive, and then I'm pretty much done with my mods on the bike. I'm thinking it looks good. The only thing I'm still contemplating is I may get a brown seat, a dark brown seat, to match the tool roll and the dark brown straps on the Burley brand side bag. So I may do that, but I'm not sure. And if I do that, I'd probably get some Trip Machine brown grip wraps as well. But still thinking about that, bit on the fence, because I quite like the black and green. But I just think with the other bits of brown leather on the bike, a brown seat might look quite cool. So yeah, there we go folks. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. Now that the weather's getting a bit better, I will get out and do some riding videos. It's just been absolutely crap, so I haven't bothered at the moment. But yeah, bike's had its first service, no issues at all. Bike's running lovely. It's got the DNA air filter. It's got those AEW pipes which sound lovely, nice and deep, a little bit louder, but not obnoxiously like Vance and Hines Harley like loud. It's just got a really nice sound, the bike now. So there we go folks, my expression of the Super Meteor 650. Improvise, adapt and overcome, and build your dream bike. Alrighty folks, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.